You're you're welcome, welcome. Yes, it's that time of year again. This is the Perp Show Awards 2023. Man, it's crazy. I'm gonna give it some time, wait for some people to come in. I got some guests coming on. Yeah, man, this has been a wild year for me personally. Hasn't been the best. I know a lot of people have kind of had ups and downs this year, but overall, that aside, we have gotten some amazing, amazing, amazing content. Um, as far as movies, TV shows, anime, even music to some extent. So whoever is watching this on the replay, I hope you enjoy and make sure you hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe, subscribe, and definitely share this out. I would much appreciate it. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm just making sure I get everything kind of situated. Hopefully y'all can hear me clearly. But like I said, we got a bunch to kind of go through. The first two categories we're going to get through very quickly is the music category, best song of the year and best album of the year. So we're gonna get to that very shortly. We're just gonna kind of wait for some people to come in, but what I'm saying, let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments if you're watching this live or if you're, leaving a comment. Let me know how you guys feel about this year as far as music goes, as far as anime goes, movies, television, whatever, you know, piqued your interest this year. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a definitely a very interesting year to say the least. Um, yeah, we got a lot to kind of cover this tonight. We'll see how long it goes. You know what I'm saying? Because usually these award shows go like 3+ hours. I don't know if we're gonna get there, but we'll see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. Um, like I said, I do these every year at the end of the year, and it's always been dope to kind of do this, and this is the fifth year I'm actually doing this, so that's another um big reason why I'm excited as well. You know, give me 1 second, hold on. Yeah, so yeah, man, we're gonna get into the first category tonight on tonight's show, and that first category is hold on, I got something back. What up, Dot? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, StreamYard's been acting kind of weird. Like there's kind of like little delays here and there. I don't like that. But how you doing, bro?
I am doing good.
How's
Enjoying my vacation so far.
yeah, how's Texas?
Been good. Just been doing nothing but chilling and sleeping and eating.
You going you doing anything special for Christmas? Like any dinner or some shit like that? Like a big dinner?
Well, Maddie's mom about to make some gumbo, so I'm about to be chilling with that gumbo, bruh.
Yeah,
I've been waiting.
yeah.
I haven't had gumbo for like 2 years.
That's what's up. That's fire though. That's dope that you gotta, get out of the state for a while, you know what I'm saying? Especially the holidays, you know what I'm saying? Um so we're gonna get
Oh,
into the first go ahead.
real quick, I finished up that Rebel Moon movie today.
Hmm.
That ain't it. That ain't
Yeah,
it.
we'll definitely talk about it like when we get to like the movie categories and whatnot. But yeah, we're gonna
Sure.
start off with
Category. Okay.
the best song, and here are the nominees. If you didn't already know, Drake and J. Cole, First Person Shooter, Little Dirk, J. Cole, All My Life, Lil Yachty, aka Lil Boat, Strike, Coil Ray, Self Love, the song that's on off the Across the Spider Verse soundtrack. Travis Scott, Playboy Cardi, Fiend, Young Thug, Free YSL, Free Thug, um, and Drake. Oh, you went. So these are the categories for. Um, this is the nominees for best song. Kate, have you listened to any of these songs? Do you know most of these?
I heard them all. I can barely remember the Koi song, but I heard it. Now, as far
What
as the
up,
Lil
Tony?
Yachty song, I think Solo Stephen Creek Boys deserves to be up here.
Yeah, yeah, because Yachty's definitely has like one of the craziest runs this year, just from his um his project earlier this year. Let's start here. So him dropping those he dropped like what like six singles or something like that, little songs he just threw out there. You just mentioned that one, Slide, Tesla, Strike. There's another one,
You can
Give Me the
save them
Light
all
with
for the
South
2024
with
album.
yeah, and then Southside dropped a song with him called "Give Me the Light," and he's been dropping like ciphers, and he's been really active on the music tip, not only just improving on his music by himself, but also like producing and getting his own kind of crew together and stuff. Like the Concrete Boys, like that's a really solid, you know, group of artists right there that I really enjoy. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been listening to that girl, Caribou, on his little group. She
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, she's cool. She got a lot of potential. I want to see what they all do individually, like as far as putting out solo albums and stuff like that. Because usually when you got groups like that, they kind of drag ass um with their releases and stuff like that. So hopefully, like 2024, we'll start. They'll probably push out like Caribou first, or maybe like the other bull. I think his name's like Draft Day or something like that. I'm not too familiar with all their names.
I think Caribou's gonna have the most potential though. I'm not sure about the other two. They cool, but I think Caribou's gonna be the standout along with Yachty at some point.
Yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that because it's like, female rap is very, very much been popular over the last couple of years, and it's dope to have somebody like Caribou that's not like too overly sexualized because we get too much of that. There's not like a balance, you know what I'm saying? There hasn't really been that balance where we got somebody that's just completely normal, doesn't have to do all that, and is their own kind of person. But who knows? That could change as time goes along. But I don't see her kind of going in that lane. I think she's very comfortable where she's at. Like I said, she has a very unique style. It's a very nonchalant kind of style about her, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, like these tracks, I think were like the ones that kind of stuck out to me the most. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, where's Ski?" Yeah, I don't like shit like that. To be honest, like nah, because I know I
Hey,
think it
hey,
was Rolling
hey, I
Stones,
ain't gonna.
whatever.
Hey, honestly, Sexy Red song deserve to be on here, bro.
Nah, nah, absolutely not. We're not supporting that. We shutting that shit down. But if you like what you like, and I know an honorable mention would be like Gunna's "Fuck You Mean" because I know that song went pretty crazy this year. Gunna has had some interesting songs come out, and you know what I'm saying. He's been kind of keeping keeping the flow going with his kind of his wave and whatnot. So yeah, so the winner is Lil Yachty Strike. Because to me, this song was very unique to me out of all of these choices. Like it just sounds something completely different that I've never heard before. It's just very catchy. You can kind of play it in any setting. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely my favorite out of the other singles that he has put out. I know you said you liked his other song that he put out, but to me, I feel like
Yeah, solo set
he
on
does.
Free Boy.
Yeah, I just feel like this one deserved to win for sure. So that is the best song of the year, Lil Yachty Strike. So the next category we got up is best album. Let me bring this down. Best album. You got Travis Scott, Utopia, Lil Yachty. Let's start here. Nas, Magic 3, Little Dirk, Almost Healed, Chris Brown, 1111, Brett Fayez, Larger Than Life. So, yeah, I had to add some, R&B in here because I think Chris Brown and Brett Fayez definitely dropped like um, some of the best like R&B pop ish albums. I think Chris Brown has definitely been putting out some of his best music in the last few years, but I feel like this one has been his most consistent, and him kind of going back into that R&B vibe. But it's a shame that they're not going to kind of give him the credit that he deserves because of his past and stuff. Even though stuff's been rectified, people don't ever forget. But it is what it is. I think that he's been just putting out his best work, and this is one of his best projects, and it's some time for sure. Brett Fayez, like really strong. I catch myself listening to this like on repeat, with the Tim's invert intro and stuff like that. That shit was absolutely fire. Lil Durk, you know, uh Almost Healed. I feel like this is the first time Dirk has actually like kind of structured an album because usually whenever he drops an album, it sounds more like a mixtape. Not saying like he makes bad music, but he never has any real structure to any of his projects, in my opinion. And then Nas Magic 3 to kind of cap off the trilogy of Magic, which like Nas at his age is absolutely incredible. You gotta just kind of give him his flowers for dropping 6 albums in 3 years? Yeah, in like 3 years, and him just constantly being consistent on all 6 of those projects is just incredible. Even though I will say I prefer King's Disease over Magic, I still think that Magic 2 and 3 that came out this year were really fucking good, and just goes to show you that it doesn't matter. Like your age doesn't really matter when you're rapping as long as you can, stay consistent and you're not talking about no bullshit. So that's why I kind of give it to, I gave a nomination to Nas. Um, Lil Yachty's Let's Start Here, which this kind of came out of nowhere at the beginning of the year. No, but I don't think anybody expected Yachty to drop like some type of psychedelic album that kind of just was out of left field. I don't think anybody else could really do that, especially in his generation. So it just goes to show you him pushing his range, and he's really tapped into the music shit. Travis Scott Utopia, that's like the follow up to Astro World, yeah. And this one hasn't been on a lot of people's radar. A lot of people like this album. Some people say it's not as good as Astro World, but I feel like as far as the bars go and just Travis Scott rhyming, this is the best I've heard him, and he kind of this to me feels like a almost like a sequel to like Astro World in a sense where he's very experimental, and he makes these like kind of not weird but like just really interesting tracks, and I'm kind of surprised that it doesn't get more play. I'm assuming maybe it has something to do with just the controversy behind his tour. But what do you think about these list of albums? K Dot, have you listened to any of these?
I listened to Utopia, Let's Start Here, Almost Healed, and some of Chris Brown's. I mean, none of these was really my favorite album. I forgot what favorite album I had this year. I really have a favorite album. I had a lot of favorite songs, but if I had to pick out of these,
Hmm.
um, I'd say Utopia. Travis tried to go for something different. I like
Yeah,
his little. launch and release he was doing. Doing that little short film for theaters. And I liked his approach with this. It felt like he wanted to do something
Yeah,
different
most
than
definitely.
usual.
Yeah, and it's been a weird year because this is the first year that like hip hop hasn't been at number one, and people are kind of just. I feel like people are being a little over dramatic about that. Because even when hip hop is at number one, there's still years for me personally that the music was lackluster. It just seemed like one of those years that everybody kind of just dropped late. But when you look at what's slated for next year, it looks like everybody's like fucking dropping. So that might completely change, but I do agree that to an extent that hip hop not being number one, it kind of shows you something, or people are kind of the mainstream audience is kind of losing interest because there is like that oversaturation of so many projects being put out and people not really putting all the effort that they can into an album, and they're just kind of releasing singles. And it's funny the one that got announced and then like shortly after Uzi drops, and that's like the first number one rap album of the year and stuff. So I find that to be kind of fascinating. Um
I was messing with Pink Tape. Pink Tape was smooth.
yeah, like I was rocking with it, but like I would give that like an honorable mention because I don't think that was a terrible album. I just think like one thing I feel like artists needs to kind of scale down is the number of tracks they put on these projects too. I know they want to fluff shit up for streaming, but like if you were to like just cut things down to like 15 tracks, I'm talking to you, Drake. You kind of replace some of those trash songs and you put some of those songs you have for Scary Hours 3 on there, you would have a much better project, a much better reception, and you probably would have gotten nominated. So, with that being said, the winner of best.
I actually didn't hate For All the Dogs. I actually did like it. There's a lot of songs in there that people
It's
didn't
the
like,
later
but
half.
it's
It's the
like,
late. It's the later half stuff that is just like, what are you doing, bro? Like, I just don't.
yeah,
It
well,
just
like
didn't
I
really
didn't really
vibe with me.
like the Bad Bunny song. I really didn't mess with, but
You like the
there were
sexy
some
red
songs
shit.
like when I did a second listen, the songs I didn't like at first on my second listen, I like for example, BBL Love. Hey, that shit on my playlist is smooth. It's on my
Hilarious.
playlist.
That's funny.
BBL
But
Love hit when you got on
but
repeat.
but best album of 2023, I gotta give it to I gotta give it to Yachty because like out of all these three, I mean all these six, it's just been a very this you can't deny that this was Yachty's year as far as him dropping all these different individual songs and then doing this psychedelic album that just it's just phenomenal. It's a whole vibe. That intro is probably the best intro I've heard all the year. It's like a 6 minute intro, but like just the way it builds and how the whole album just flows and all the different sounds that he's able to come up with. The the things that he does with his vocals are really dope. The other vocalists, singers and stuff throughout the whole album are really dope. That really makes the album come together for me. But yeah, so Lil Yachty takes both best song and best album of the year. So let me know how you guys feel about that in the comments. Let's take this down. Now we get to the fun stuff. Um, get into the best anime moment and best anime of the year. Best anime of the year is going to be a grudge match, but this is a new category, one of many new categories this year. Uh, let's get into let's get into that. Let me pull this up real quick. Best anime moments. And man, this was a hell of a year for anime across the board. I don't think there was any like lackluster one that I've seen. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of really dope animes that just came out this year, new, continuing, just probably started their second season. Now to kind of go through this list, hold on, give me a second. Take a water. Just want to take a sip of water. So to go kind of go through this list, we got Gojo versus Toji round two specifically. Now, if you've seen Jujutsu Kaisen season two, you know how crazy that season's gone, and they only got like one episode left of the season, but them starting off really strong in the first like five episodes, kind of giving you a young Gojo and a young Geto. You got this guy Toji, which like we've it to kind of hold on, give me a second. What up, Guru?
What up? What up?
Yo, what's
You
good,
you
Guru?
just in time. You just in time. We get into the anime stuff and whatnot.
Okay,
So
yeah, okay. Now,
yeah, yeah. So this is the best anime moments category. So I'm just kind of running over Gojo versus Toji round two. Cause to kind of put it into perspective, this nigga Gojo is the strongest person in Jujutsu Kaisen. So when comes across a dude like Toji, and Toji completely like obliterates him first round, and then he comes back and gets his get back. That was just a phenomenal, phenomenal, like well animated scene. And then we got another JJK um, moment: Sukuna versus Magaraga. Um, this is pretty much put it like this, right? Magaraga is pretty much like almost equivalent to like a Doomsday, where you know how Doomsday every time you're fighting him, he kind of adapts to what you're doing. And this is the whole crux of like the Shibuya incident, where these two are fighting. While they're fighting, massive amount of people are fucking dying. And I just love how after Sukuna gets done fighting him, like he switches back to Yuji, and now Yuji has to kind of see all the destruction that's Sukuna has done. That was a phenomenal scene. Then we got Gear 5 Luffy versus Kaido, specifically episode 1074, where we kind of really get to see what Gear 5 could do. Even though like the introduction to it was really dope, but it was even doper to kind of see exactly what Gear 5 could do, and seeing how um, Kaido can kind of combat that, where Luffy's just like manipulating his whole everything around him, from lightning to just to the clouds and just the rocks, the mountains and stuff like that. It was really something else like I've never seen before. And then another JJK with Yuji and Choso, which this was a really dope fight. Them just kind of throwing hands. Just automatically, like, he has that nickname. He's known for Mister On Site, because like literally once he seen Yuji, like it was he attacked immediately. These motherfuckers was fighting in the bathroom like for a whole like 20 minutes of just throwing hands. That was a great, well animated scene. And then we go back to One Piece with Zoro versus King, which this was the scene that really made me like, all right, I got to start watching One Piece. And for those that don't know or haven't already known, like I caught up with One Piece this year. It only took me like 46 days. I know it's fucking insane, 1,000 plus episodes, but I was just running through that shit, and I loved every single minute of it. And then we got Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War Part Two, and we got my nigga Oetsu. He is one of the people from Squad Zero, and this is probably like the best display of a black character in anime. I was just like, man, finally we get some fucking respect. And this was an amazing, like almost a pretty much a one-sided fight and whatnot. But there's a bunch of different anime moments that I could kind of consider for it is like honorable mentions. Like there was another one of JJK with Sukuna and Jogo, but that was a pretty much a one-sided fight, where Sukuna was telling Jogo, he's like, if you can land one hit on me, I'll serve under you and whatnot. And yeah, he had to work for that. That didn't go so well for him. But yeah, that's just these are my nominees for best anime moments. Kata, how you feel about it? I don't know if you've seen JJK, or what would your favorite anime moment be
A
for the
lot of
year?
these shows I ain't seen in full yet.
Mm.
Well, mainly all the ones you have up here. I seen
Go
bits
Bosco, what up,
snippets
Jay?
because I've been watching other anime.
Hmm.
But look, I'll just say this to nip it in the bud. Do not give that Gear 5 shit the number one spot. Do not do that shit. I seen that shit. People
Nah,
overhyping that shit like
that shit was
better.
gr-
He
that shit
was
was
saying it's better than
amazing.
Ultra Instinct Perp. They was tripping.
Yes, yes, it is. It is. It's much
It
better.
was not
And
better
I
than
feel
Ultra
like
Instinct. Hell nah.
yes, like it's way like I say
Y'all
like
took
this,
it
right?
too far with the Joy
I
Boy.
nah, 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 because I'll explain it, right? Because it's like you can have a transformation, but that transformation doesn't mean shit if there's no story behind it. And there's a lot of story in like the way that they build up, you know, up to Gear 5. You know what I'm saying? Like they always, they give you some time. It's never going to be like, oh, all right, we're just going to give you a transformation just to sell toys. And so that's Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hate Ultra Instinct. I'm not hating on Ultra Instinct, but I'm saying
Every transformation Dragon Ball has a story.
the reveal was so much better. The way it was animated was just, it was just like something I've never seen. Like I said, like animators were going crazy,
Even
and that
Ultra
goes to show
Instinct had a better theme song behind it too. Had a better song dedicated
you
to
just you worry about the song though, or
that was epic when Ultra Instinct came in.
yeah, but like
Joy
it's
Boy can
cool,
never
but
compare.
Nah,
but all
every good transformation does have a good song. That's a good point.
Uh-huh.
Even Mario when he gets a star.
yeah, yeah,
True.
I agree with that. But it's just like for me, seeing the display of his power and him just like manipulating stuff, like having that like Toon Force, him like manipulating things, like manipulating lightning and stuff like that. I'm just like, yo, like I've never seen Thor do no shit like that. But you know, not taking nothing away from Ultra Instinct, that was a great like moment. But it's just another hair change or something like that. There's really knowing how Dragon Ball is, they're not really gonna go nowhere with that. And like I said, there's a little bit more there's a little bit more lore behind like Luffy's transformations and stuff, and just everything building up to that moment was fucking crazy. Like there was multiple battles before they got to that point, so it's like they're constantly going and stuff. So that's why I put that up there. But Guru, how about you? What was your favorite anime moment? I know it's gonna be something AOT related.
Yeah, you already know. It's definitely gonna be AOT related, but I hadn't seen any of the moments that you have up here. I plan on getting caught up on JJK, so I will eventually at least see the JJK moments. Favorite anime moment? It was simple. I think we talked about this already, but it was Attack on Titan, and it
Okay.
was a lot of moments on there that I loved. But one of just the small moments that I really loved was when Levi opened up the hole for Mikasa to come in and kill Aaron. And the way he was just the way that was animated, the way it looked, it was just so well done. It just
Mhm.
encapsulated what what Mappa has been able to do with that series. So that's my favorite, like a small moment, but that's one of my favorite moments.
Okay. So, yeah. So yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, no, Mappa's been going crazy. I feel bad for the animators, especially like watching JJK. Like once you get around to it, you'll see like these motherfuckers, like they went from doing Vinland Saga, AOT to JJK. I'd be like, bro, and then they wanted to do a Chainsaw Man movie next year. I was just like, these animators definitely deserve like a little bit of a break, like just give them a break or just give them a little, say at least a raise or something like that. Because it seems like Mappa's just running the animators like a sweatshop, like it's crazy. But they even with them being overworked, they're still able to, you know, give you a quality animation at the same time, which is really dope.
And
Spy Family, yeah,
as much
Spy
as I
Family.
like Mappa, they got slaves working for them.
Yeah, pretty
They got
much.
flavor.
It's pretty much like it's pretty yeah, it's pretty much slavery going on over there. But you know what I'm saying. And speaking of animators, I don't know if a lot of people know this that One Piece is being remade by Wit Studios, so that's got me really interested. I want to see what they do with that. Um, but anyways, to kind of get into the winner of best anime moments, I will have to give it to. I know I misspelled Sukina's name, but it's okay. Sukina versus Magaraga, and this was a crazy fight. I'm telling you, like BG, whenever you get caught up to it, bro, you're gonna be like, yeah, this was pretty crazy. There's a bunch of other shit that happens afterwards, but just for time's sake, I was just like, I feel like these are some of the best moments for JJK. Even though they had Yuji versus Maito, which was really good. Maito has been like one of the probably easily the villain of the year. Just completely terrorizing Yuji for multiple episodes, and how that gets resolved was fantastic. And just everybody at Mappa, just like I said, deserves just a round of applause and just deserves the flowers and whatnot. So moving on to the next category. Give me a second. So good. Yep, I got this. Okay, next we got let's see, best anime. Now this was crazy because like I said, there's been
It's easy.
this been an insane year for anime. Let me pull this up. Where is it? Oh, that's not it. Oh my God! Don't tell me it's not. Hold on. Give me a second though. See, I hate when StreamYard just like be deleting shit because now I don't got the fucking.
Oh,
All right.
wait,
Anyway,
it deleted your slides.
yeah, because usually it was here, but now it's not. And it's like that's irritating as fuck to me. But anyways, I remember what I got. I had for best anime nominees, I had AOT Final Season Part 3, JJK Season 2, Vinland Saga Season 2, Pluto. Um, I had Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Part 2, The Separation. And I love the fact I can't wait for Part 3. That shit looks going like it's gonna be fucking lit. And then Heavenly Delusion. Heavy Delusion is like a new like sci-fi um kind of thriller, post-apocalyptic uh anime that came out that was on like Disney Plus and Hulu. That shit was fire. There was just really, like I said, across the board, there was just really great animes all across the board. I just started watching Fearing uh the Journey's End. I would have put that up here, but I don't know when that's gonna end. So, I'll give that an honorable mention though still. And Pluto, which came out on Netflix. It's like a retelling of Astro Boy. Fucking fantastic. Each episode's like an hour long, so I kind of hope that that's the standard going forward. I know that's going to be like that's a lot of like budget and time and stuff like that. And reason why like something like Invincible kind of is going through what's going through and splitting up the seasons and stuff like that. But I wouldn't mind animes kind of going up to that like 45 minute, like give
Wait,
us at
wait,
least
wait,
like
wait. For the hiatus of Invincible, are they changing the animation or what?
no, it's just like because I understand that like animating 45-minute episodes, that's a lot, compared to just doing a 20-minute thing. And I understand why they want to split it up and stuff also just to kind of build up hype and stuff. I know a lot of people were kind of pissed about that, but it's understandable. But I would like to see anime kind of go from like 20 minutes to like give us at least 2 episodes, like 2 episodes worth, like an episode or something like that. That'd be cool. She didn't take it, but hilarious. But yeah, and then we got Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Part Two, which I didn't think that like I wasn't ready for this part, considering how strong Part One was. And Part One won last year for best anime because for Bleach to come back after like 10 years and as strong as they did, and them to continue that momentum there, and they got like 2 more parts left. They're just gonna go crazy. Um, the Vinland Saga season 2, which I would say has the best like character development out of all the animes and stuff like that. Just being on second season, it's a really phenomenal story, and that's like the only thing I would really compare as far as story goes and the way that they structure things to like an AOT. Um, and that's another Mappa anime, which went really crazy. And then we got JJK, which that's a lot of people's favorite anime of the year. Is definitely one of my favorites. Um, just the consistency, like the 2 arcs that we get, like seeing a younger Gojo, like I said, and seeing how pretty much seeing how certain things that they tease in season 1 kind of play out and the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, and how it just kind of makes it just kind of building on top of the lore. And the Shibuya incident is definitely lives up to the hype. Because at first I was like, when people was like, "Oh man, Shibuya arc's one of the best arcs you're gonna see get animated and stuff," and I was just like, we'll see." And then I see it, and it's just like, yeah, it's just dope moment after dope moment after dope moment. It's been incredible with that series, and like I said, I think that's a testament to Mappa, and I think that's definitely like their best work as far as something that they've done, not having to pick up from somebody else. They've been doing a great job on AOT as well, which AOT obviously, part three is, the wrap up to the entire story. It's essentially a 2.5 hour movie if you put the 2 parts together and stuff. So, you know,
That's why I
BG,
said they definitely should have put that in theaters, tried to make some money back from it. Well, big, big money back.
yeah, I feel like I know why they didn't put it in theaters because I made anyone to spend the money like that, and you know what I'm saying. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's good with
Yeah,
that.
it would have been worth it for them in the long run if they did put
Yeah,
it in theaters.
yeah, no, no, for sure, for sure. Um, but BG, I already know. What was your favorite anime of the year?
Well, the only anime I really watched, I ain't gonna lie, was AOT. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying it's by default AOT. But just listening to, other people as well as yourself talk about Jujutsu Kaisen and me watching, I think I watched the majority of that, of season one. I think I'm probably 2/3 through season one. I do like Jujutsu Kaisen. Seems like it's going in the right direction, and a lot of people are hype about season two. So if it got even better, I think that's a good sign. And then I also watched about half of Pluto, and
Mm-hmm.
I thought Pluto was really, really good as well. The reason I think I just kind of fell off of it because they did something weird around episode 4 or 5, where they, to me, in my opinion, introduced a bunch of new characters, and it kind of
Mm-hmm.
threw me off. And in that sense, the fact that it was an hour long kind of worked against it because I remember being kind of, for lack of a better term, bored and watching all these new characters be established. And it felt like they were just building an entire new momentum for a new conclusion. And I hate when stories do that. It's one of my
Mm-hmm.
pet peeves. I don't
I think
think
that's why I stopped
Pluto
watching Pluto
did a
also.
terrible job, but it just kind of knocked me out seeing all those new characters and new motivations and new shit. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
so
I would
those are
I
my
would say
thoughts.
definitely. I would definitely say finish it because it definitely goes in an interesting direction. I understand what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, and also definitely got to finish up JJK, man, because that shit was, what I'm saying. Like I said, it just things that they teased and talk about in season one, they kind of flesh out more in the movie and also in the first five episodes of season two to kind of get you prepared for what's going to happen in the the Shibuya incident and stuff like that. And that shit should not even be called an incident. That shit was a fucking like absolute massacre. That shit was crazy, but because it
What
almost
up,
feels
K
like
Dot? I ain't speak to K Dot. What up, K Dot?
So, Guru,
Shit,
I
shit.
wanted to say, so I think that's why I jumped off that Pluto show because I ain't gonna lie to you. When I saw the poster and I got like Astro Boy vibes, I was like, all right, when is this kid gonna pop up? He looked like Astro Boy. I'm getting Astro Boy vibes. I think I got to like episode 5, and I was like, yeah, this ain't about the kid. I'm done.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
See,
I
that's
would say
about where I checked out.
I
That's where I
disagree
checked out too.
because I will say I'll just say it does go back to Astro Boy. Like he is definitely the most important character. They just take him out
It was just
temporarily.
taking too long to get to show us Astro
Bingo.
Boy doing some stuff.
But
Yeah.
I never had an issue with that because like you get to like see how the world is like in these other characters and that's what I liked about it. You know what I'm saying? And then like they bring it back full circle by the end of it.
It's it's just like I said, like we 5 episodes deep, and Astro Boy still ain't done nothing yet. He just been talking.
Yeah, and it was kind of around the time where he needed to kind of start turning up a little bit. I'm like, and then we got like a bunch of other characters, and there was some other shit and all this spy shit and government political shit. I'm like, I'm like, I mean, I'm ready to see Astro Boy whoop some ass. Like, I'm ready to see that kind of thing. So it's funny that you kind of checked out around that same time. That leads me to believe that it may have been other people who checked out around that episode as well.
Nah, I don't think people checked out because it's like people still like the series, because it's like it plays into everything that they've been building up to, like the whole murder mystery thing, and what I'm saying how it's a more grander thing that's going on, a much bigger picture. That's why it's just like you gotta kind of stick with it because it does get crazier. You know what I'm saying? Like especially those last couple episodes, I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. But I can understand like people are expecting like certain things, but like Pluto, you know what I'm saying? Like the actual title of the show, like when you get to that stuff, like yeah, that stuff is crazy. I was like, wow. But yeah, it
Yeah,
is what it
nah,
is.
it seemed though. But if I had to grade it just on the 5 episodes I watched, I would give it like a B plus. I thought it was really good, but it was just like you said, that hour-long episode, and it just kind of went too far left as far as the story, and it kind of took me out of the interest of or the anticipation of what the finale will be. Like that's how far shit went left that I wasn't even anticipating what the resolution to some of this stuff is anymore.
Hmm. Yeah, that's fair. But what I'm saying, I would say I would just recommend just finishing it out because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how it kind of what I'm saying. Like Astro Boy's only out for like from where you're at, he's only out for like an episode or two, and then you know. But the way he comes back and then like how everything kind of ties into one another is just really fun. It's really what really makes the show and stuff, and like everything, like I said, comes full circle and stuff like that. But getting off that to announce the winner, and this was really hard for me because it's like if I just broke it down to just four animes, it was like Bleach, JJK, Vinland Saga, and AOT, and like these were just really like the four animes that really like just absolutely killed it, crushed it this year, like, and they were just those were like S tier, like writing all around animation. So it was really hard for me because it's like JJK has been going really hard as far as like it being like a 23 episode season, starting off strong with the the dealing with some things in the past and then again the actual Shibuya incident where like the Shibuya incident like literally feels like almost like a final arc. It's just like it's very depressing but also very fucking lit at the same time. Like just seeing what characters could do. Like put it like this. They pretty much like with the Shibuya is just like it's like a what if, not like a what if, but what happens when you take Gojo out of the scenario, and you see how bad things get because he is the strongest character. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of people were in hiding when Gojo was around and stuff like that, explaining a little bit more of his abilities and stuff like that. His whole six eyes, you know, infinite was it infinite, I forget what it was called, but kind of getting more into his abilities and why he's so fucking powerful and why he can just pretty much do, he's pretty broken, but it makes sense just for the how they set up the world and stuff, like how they set up the um the power scaling and stuff, and like how powerful Sukuna is at this point now that he's got X amount of fingers and stuff like that. Um and like I said, Toji, like those three really kind of show you how strong a character could be and stuff compared to other characters and whatnot, and how Yuji has to kind of step it up and other characters need to step it up and whatnot. So, but I'm gonna have to. This was hard, but this was like I came up with this decision like literally today, so or like last night. Um, I'm gonna give it to AOT
That's what I'm
part.
talking about. That's what I'm
You know,
talking about.
I what I'm saying, and that and what I'm saying, I would say JJK is a close second, very close second, because I was like it was coming down to those two, and I feel like it's literally like an end of an era, it's an end of whole entire run. So it's like, why not just end the year off with AOT? You know what I'm saying? Some people might disagree, which is fine. I just don't think that none of these animes are terrible or bad. Like you could go with either one. I think IGN picked like Vinland Saga season two, which I wouldn't be mad. I'm not mad at all because like season two was really fucking great. Like Farmland Saga, like a lot of people don't have patience for story development. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna mention no names, but but
Who?
specialty.
Yeah, he was tripping on that. Yeah, he
But
was.
like I said, like the stuff that you like, Guru, like that character development, like really like seeing Thorfinn progress and all that stuff. It's like it's some of the best. It's probably like some of the best character development just within just 2 seasons, and it just makes sense. It's not like a whole. It doesn't feel rushed or anything. It's really they really say like they really take their time
Can I make a
and
quick
flesh out.
point on character development?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the things about character development, a lot of people use that term to describe, a character's journey throughout a story. But the one thing I value more than character development is character exploration. Meaning that
Hmm.
once you develop the character and once you establish it, I like stories that put that same character into situations to continue to explore that character. So you have to put them in situations to where it challenges what we've seen that character develop itself into. And will those
Exactly.
challenges compromise the character, or will they show their resolve, or and what's the consequences for having that character in that situation? I think Game of Thrones was really good at character exploration and a lot of different shows, but you have to put characters in places to where being that character has either positive or negative consequences. And I think a lot of great story comes from that.
Yeah, and that's why I love about Vinland Saga, because it's like when you see Thorfinn at season one, it's just like, and then he pivots to a different direction. It's like, okay, this is interesting. Like how is he going to be able to go forward? Is he going to be able to stay in this kind of mindset? Like, because he got kind of, he kind of devout. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to be violent anymore, but it's just like you're in a world surrounded by violence, so it's like how you going to be able to operate, how you going to be able to build up this world that you want, knowing that there's people that just thrive off that shit. So that's why I think Vinland Saga is really dope. But AOT has one good way to close out the year for just AOT, and it's going to be really fascinating to see all these other animes coming out now. And like anime is just in such a new golden era. So it's like, you know, AOT could end, but then Jujutsu Kaisen or something else can, you know, be the next one up. You know what I'm saying? It's up for anybody right now, and it's really dope to kind of see that. You know, One Piece is getting ready to start their final saga in the anime, so it's like it's a lot of interesting things happening in anime right now that like it's going to be I'm curious to see where everything goes in like the next 5 years when like One Piece ends and we look back at like things like AOT or JJK's manga is wrapping up next year, so what I'm saying. So and that's why another thing I like about a lot of these new gens, they kind of just know when to end. They just wrap it up and just it's the story that they want to tell. So moving on from that, let's get into the next category is best season of 2023, which is like it could be any season. That could be like a limited series or season one. But like this year has definitely been what I've noticed is the year of season twos. Like normally, like we've talked about this guru or like those sophomore slumps that shit kind of goes away like this year, where a lot of people had very strong season twos and stuff like that. Now I know I got this shit up. Okay, yeah. So we got From season two,
Oh,
Top
just go
Boy.
ahead and announce this, bro. Like we already know where this is going. we
They don't.
already
They
go
don't.
ahead.
You might. Hey, it might be Heels. You never know. Heels might come and do the episode, but nah. From season two, I also want to give an honorable mention to Snowfall's final season because I feel like they wrapped that story up really well. Um, Not in like a generic way. It was more realistic to like just at for that time. You know what I'm saying? People were expecting like Franklin to just ride off into the fucking sunset. I just don't know where people's minds was at, but like that was not the show that they were kind of building up towards. Um
Yeah, it's rare when drug kingpins get away with like everything they did and walk away scotch free. And if they do, it's for like a limited time until they get caught up.
yeah,
They have too big of a track record to not get caught up.
yeah. So we got From season two, which this is another controversial one where it started off slow and some people, but like for me, I like that they kind of went a little bit crazier as far as like stepping up the danger of this universe and explaining certain things, keeping things kind of still a mystery because I don't want to be able to figure out what the fuck's going on within your second season if you know what I'm saying, but where this is going is very fascinating to me and really dope performances all around. Top Boy's final season, I really like that. Where that's one of my favorite crime dramas right now, and them wrapping up everything they've been doing the last past 3 seasons. Another controversial one where people are thinking like, oh, this should be like Power or something like that. And like, no, like that's not how they. People's actions have consequences in this show, and I just like how they kind of wrap everything up in there. The Bear season two was fucking phenomenal, masterclass. And one of the bigger reasons why is like I don't know how they kept a lot of this shit under wraps. Like having actors like Robert Townsend, you have Sarah Paulson, Jamie Lee Curtis was a fucking huge surprise. I did not expect her to pop up. Huh?
I said, wow.
Yeah, and like you had Bob Odenkirk in here, you know what I'm saying? And the episode was episode 6, Fishes. That whole dinner scene between Bob Odenkirk and John Berthel, fucking phenomenal. That was some intense. That's one of the best Christmas episodes ever, bro. Like you want to talk about like just a family gathering that's just completely madness and just you know um having Jamie Lee Curtis playing Carmi's mother is just like that's perfect casting. I would have never thought Jamie Lee Curtis would have signed up for that. I don't know how they kept that under wraps. Like that's why I was just kind of like keeping that on the hush hush. But then you got Will Poulter, you got a bunch of different people that kind of pop up, and just each episode was just they were just knocking it out of the park. And Robert Townsend, seeing him in here was really fucking dope. and I can't wait to see season three to see how everything else kind of plays out. And you know, then we got Pantheon season two, which is a phenomenal season of television. It's the one video that did the best this year for me. But it's just so weird how they fucking released it. You know, it's just you know, because it got canceled on AMC and then gets picked up by Amazon, but Amazon only releases the second season in what was it, New Zealand and Australia, some shit like that. I was like, why? But maybe they're gonna release it worldwide later. But you know, a lot of people have gotten around to watching it. And if you're into like those, if you're a techie and stuff like that, you'll really enjoy watching this as far as what they do with like how's technology going to affect our lives and stuff like that. If you like things like the Matrix, you know, you'll definitely like Pantheon. I definitely recommend it. um Talk about canceled shows. Heal season two, and I will never forgive Stars for continuing the bullshit they're doing with Power, but yet you're going to cancel a phenomenal show like Heels. If you're a wrestling fan, you already know how dope Heels is, and how incredible. Now, like to be fair though, the way that they ended it, it's just like you could have ended it right there, but it's just like I wanted to see more of this story and more of these characters and stuff because it's literally like you know you get to kind of see the ins and outs of like an independent wrestling program and stuff like that, and it's just really dope performances all the way around. Even though like the first kind of, I would say just like the first two episodes were a little slow, but then it picks right up right after and whatnot. And then Yellow Jackets season two, which was a really good, solid season. Kind of delving. It's one of those mystery shows similar to From, where they're kind of just building on more on the what ifs or what's going on as far as our characters and stuff. I thought it was a really dope season. So K Dot, out of everything anything you watched this year, what was your favorite like season of TV? All right, BG.
Favorite season? Hmm.
You can
I
be
would
older than me,
say,
whatever.
okay. Well, hmm. I
Well,
would
I know,
say
I already know. It's probably Pantheon, but
probably what?
I know it's Pantheon for you.
Probably Pantheon. Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Probably Pantheon season two because I didn't think we were going to get a season two, and then we ultimately got it. And I really loved what they did with that story. And I wish they would have got a third season. I believe the final episode or the final two episodes were supposed to actually be the contents of a third season, and we simply didn't get that. So it seems like a 3-season story, but they definitely concluded the season one arcs in season two. So I did really like Pantheon season two. I feel like I watched something else, another season. Sandman was last year, right?
Yeah, Sandman was last year. Yep, yep.
Okay.
They are shooting season two right now, so that should be coming out like soon. I'm excited for that.
Okay. Yeah, so that's I did a lot of rewatches this year. I rewatched a lot of Game of Thrones and Rick and Morty, and I think I rewatched a lot of season 3 of Walking Dead. So I rewatched season 2 of The Wire. So I've been doing a lot of rewatches of some of my favorite shows this year. But as far as new shows, I would say Pantheon season 2.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So best season of 2023 is the Bear season two.
Yeah, we could have saved time on that. We could have
But
saved some
I'm
time,
just
dog.
I'm just saying like I said, none of these were bad. Like I just feel like the Bear really stood out, and I'm just with those cameos and stuff like that, and just it's a really great show, man. You gotta finish that. It's a really great show,
Mhm.
and it's getting a lot of critical acclaim and stuff. I said this. I was like, yo, you gotta get Keith Lee in season three or something. Like I already know like in my head how they could do it, like a really funny way they could do it, and they should
Oh
definitely do
yeah,
that.
Keith Lee, that would be funny.
Yeah, but like like Jamie Lee Curtis popping up was just that was just fucking perfect. I was like, man, and just like whenever you catch up and when you get to that season two episode six, you'll see why like that episode alone, and even episode a lot of people like the one that comes after um episode seven and stuff. So it's like yeah, they really did it because when I first saw it, it's like wait that because it's usually each episode's like 30 minutes, but then I was like oh this one's an hour. That's interesting. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to season three. Um, yeah, congratulations to the bear. Let's see. What's next. Next up, we got best new show. This one's fun. I always like these ones 'cause there's always like a lot of different new shows that come out that are really fucking dope. Um, we got One Piece live action, The Fall of the House of Usher, Mask Girl, Swarm, Blue Eyed Samurai, and Beef. Uh, I want to give an honorable mention because I just watched this one show not too long ago. It's probably like been a week. It's called Analog Squad. That was I think it's like a Taiwanese. I think yeah, it was Taiwanese and whatnot show about this guy making this fake family and stuff. That was really fucking dope. That was a really good fucking show. I'll give that honorable mention, but I chose One Piece because it kind of broke that live action anime curse. It was really successful. A lot of people was rocking with it, where a lot of people were on the fence or gonna shit on it, like they were ready to shit on it. I should say. But it ended up just doing really well. And now, like Netflix, like I said, is doubling down with just remaking the anime and stuff with studios and stuff like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they tackle season two because that's like I said, that's going to be like season two and season three are going to be like probably like the biggest challenges for them doing the whole Alabasta arc and the Sky P and stuff. I can't wait to see Sky P and how they're going to incorporate that because it's literally like an island in the sky and stuff like that. So um and then Alabasta, that's kind of like Egypt, Arabian type of kind of vibes and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see certain characters pop up. Like I hope they really get Robin right. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious to see who they're going to cast for that. And I just like that they got a lot of like unknowns to a lot of people in this. And I think that's what really works. Like the whole, like how they got the Straw Hats down, the OG Straw Hats. So that was really good. Fall of the House of Usher. That is Mike Flanagan's last project with Netflix. Phenomenal murder mystery type of series. Definitely recommend checking that out. Because Mike Flanagan's been just dropping bangers. Some I wasn't like. Some I love more than others. Like the only things I didn't wasn't a huge fan of was like Bly Manor and like the Midnight Club. But like still what was it the Haunting on Hill House or whatnot and Midnight Mass fucking fire and now Fall of the House of Usher. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do. I think he's going over to Amazon if I think that's where he was going, but he's pretty much done with Netflix. But he went out with a bang with this. Mask Girl was a really dope limited series on Netflix. Just another kind of murder mystery, kind of focusing on three characters, having these interconnected stories. I really enjoy those types of stories as well. Um, Definitely recommend it. It's only like 7 episodes, so it's like a really easy binge watch. Speaking of easy binge watches, another one is Swarm. You know what I'm saying? This came out earlier this year. This was another one that kind of played off of, kind of that Beehive, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, like that kind of super fans and stuff like that, how crazy they could be and stuff like that. Like kind of putting like a horror spin on it. That was really dope. Then Blue Eye Samurai. This was a really dope animated series. It's kind of had that 3D, 2D kind of effect to it. It's getting a lot of buzz right now, and also got picked up for a season two. Then we got Beef, which that this is another one that came out earlier this year, which was a really dope kind of comedy, dramedy type of series. So, you know what I'm saying? That yeah, that these were my picks for the best new shows. And Dot, are you there? I don't know if he I was gonna ask him if he saw any of these new ones. But yeah, so those were my picks. So to kind of get it out the way, best new show goes to Blue Eye Samurai. I thought this was a really fantastic series from start to finish. Animation was beautiful, story was amazing, and I cannot wait to see season two. Get Guru back in here. What up, Guru?
Oh, what up?
Oh, you just okay. Sound better. Um, yeah. So best new show I picked was Blue Eyed Samurai.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a really good. It had that Kill Bill vibe to it. It had
What?
that
Kill Bill vibes. So y'all did
yes
talk about that shit. Fucking
yeah
Bush
that
played that shit on his own, all kind of shit.
yeah nah because I say that too because like they even have like what are the songs that played in Kill Bill in the actual show. I was like, oh shit, that was dope. Um, so yeah, that definitely has that Kill Bill vibe mixed with like just like that old Japan setting and stuff like that. Very, very, very well made series, you know, from
I'm
the
gonna check it
animation,
out.
the action and
Nah, I'm gonna
all that
check
stuff. Yeah.
it out. One
Yeah,
Piece
that
live action. Why? I mean, what made you pick it over One Piece live action?
um it's something like because I've already kind of seen One Piece, but like even though One Piece live actually kind of switched certain things and it kind of was better than I expected it to be. I still put it up there, but you know, Blue Eye Samurai was just like it was
More
really dope.
original.
Like think of
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Um and I'll probably give tie runner up for second place between like One Piece and Swarm. You know what I'm saying? But like I would kind of change that. That's interchangeable and stuff like that. But Swarm was really good as well. Uh, but yeah, moving on to the next one. That's another new category. You know, brought to you by the Hard Never Dies podcast. You know what I'm saying? The best horror movie of the year, and this was another really strong year for horror. Not as strong as 2022, but this was still an interesting year for horror overall. You know what I'm saying? Um as far as like a lot of foreign horror movies were really good this year. Mixture of like the mainstream stuff. Like it was a really solid year. We got Evil Dead Rise, Scream 6, Thanksgiving, When Evil Lurks, Cobweb, Talk to Me. Really, really all really good horror movies. You know, Scream 6 was really strong. And I don't know how they're going to do with Scream 7, all that controversy, them firing the main lead off of that because of the whole Israel Palestine kind of thing or whatever, which is kind of crazy. And rumors is that like they were trying to get her back and stuff, and she was like, nah. And it'd be funny as hell if Nev Campbell said nah, neither. So it's just like you gotta completely like that would completely fuck them up, bro. But Evil Dead Rise was really good. That one was a really strong entry. I'm curious to see like Evil Dead has always been an interesting kind of horror franchise. Another consistent, like right next there with Scream, like Scream and Evil Dead have been the most consistent horror franchises, and they don't have that many. well, now Scream's kind of getting up there with their numbers as far as like them being on the sixth, but this is like Evil Dead is probably Evil Dead Rise. That's probably like their fifth film. Yeah, yeah, it's like their fifth film. So you know what I'm saying, they haven't gotten too crazy. Even though Bruce Campbell said he wants to kind of pop these out every like 2 years instead of waiting every 10 years and stuff like that, which is smart because it's like there's a lot of lore built into those movies. Thanksgiving, that was Eli Roth's movie. I don't know, Guru, you remember Grindhouse, right? The Grindhouse
Yeah.
movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that. You know, they had a bunch of fake trailers and stuff, and one of them was Thanksgiving, and that's what they kind of based this that movie off of.
Mm.
Which is really cool. Because I know they did that with a couple movies with those fake trailers and stuff like that. Then when Evil Lurks, that's a uh Argentinian horror movie that came on Shutter, but it was also in theaters. Really solid. Cobweb. This was another one that was kind of it kind of got lost in the sauce with a lot of different releases. Like it was just one of those, oh, let's just put it out here and with all these other big ass movies that are playing right now. I think if this had like a month of its own, it would have done better. But still a really good, um, really dope movie. It's got Homelander in it and stuff like that. Talk to Me, very strong horror movie, new possession type of movie. There's been a lot of possession movies, but you know, when Evil Lurks and Talk to Me, I feel like are the most original in a sense, as far as I haven't quite seen um like a plot like Talk to Me, and the fact that like what excites me is like you could go anywhere with Talk to Me just because of how the hand works as far as the lore goes. I don't know, we watched that like earlier this year, like a few months back or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So give me 1 second. Yeah, so like I said, this was a really solid year for horror overall. Even though, like I said, I prefer 2022. 2022 had just all bangers, and you know what I'm saying. But this was an interesting year as well. You know what I'm saying. In 2024 is looking like it's going to be a repeat of 2022. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Terrifier 3, you got Maxine, you got got a
They
bunch of
doing
other
they doing another what's the name too, right?
Smile. Yeah,
Smile,
Smile.
yeah, another
Yeah,
possession. It's so many
yeah.
people on demon time now. These possession movies, I mean, we see what's going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Director Screen 7 left. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's fascinating. You know what I'm saying? You know, you even have like, even though I didn't like the movie, it still did well for Blumhouse. Was the Five Nights at Freddy's that still made like over 200 million something? That's one of like highest grossing films and stuff like that. You had a lot of stinkers too, or just people who were mixed on, like The Exorcist Believer. Um, wasn't the biggest fan of Saw X. Didn't hate it though. I just tired of the Saw movie. Saw 11's coming out next year. I was like, damn it, bro. Like that shit's literally the Fast and Furious franchise of horror and stuff like that's they them shits are gonna just keep going. Let's see, Spyglass as fuck. Yeah, yeah. They might, but if they can get Nev Campbell, they'll probably get some people in the seats and stuff. But that depends if they end up wanting to pay her this time. You know what I'm saying? Like 'cause that was the whole thing of why she wasn't in six, because they wasn't trying to give her the money that she wanted and stuff like that. And, you know, these studios need to tighten up though. They gotta tighten up. So, oops. All right. So, best horror movie is When Evil Lurks.
Mm.
And I picked this because like you mentioned, like there was a lot of possession movies, right? Um, but I feel like this one did it in such a way that was so fucking unique and didn't have to do anything crazy as far as like, usually when you get to possess people, they black out their eyes or like their whole facial features change. Like they didn't do none of that. They just treated like almost like a plague or something like that. Like a motherfucker got COVID or some shit like that. And and there's just a lot of scenes. There's so many scenes. I will not spoil it, And don't spoil it in the comments or anything like that. But there's some scenes in here that is just like, yeah, that was fucking crazy. That was fucking crazy. I was like, oh shit. 'Cause I watched that shit by myself in theaters. I was just like, man, this is fucking me up right now. I'm just like, but this is awesome. I'm having a great time. And yeah, when Evil Lurks definitely deserves that spot for best horror movie. Um, Next we got put this down, getting down to the nitty gritty. Kind of running through these pretty fast. Got two more categories left. So we got best movie,
Mm.
best movie,
What we lose, K
and
Dot?
I don't know what he's doing. He probably, you know what I'm saying. He probably doing something right now. But
Mm.
so best movie. Now this was crazy. So my whole goal of the year was to hit 100 movies. I ended up watching 129. It'll be 130 tomorrow by tomorrow, but I'm not
Well,
gonna
you gonna
review
see
that
the
movie.
color purple?
Absolutely not.
Come on,
Abs-
that's 131.
Nah, we already talked about that. We already know why we not watching that.
Come on, bro.
Nah, we already know. And Taraji's fake ass tears out here
Yeah,
like
fake
crap.
ass tear. They did a breakdown on that bitch. I hate to be so hard on her, but they did a breakdown on that bitch. They like, bro, she making what you supposed to make for one. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And for two, how much did you get for Empire? Since you want to
right.
sit up here and cry, you made a lot of money off Empire. And for three, they was like, you want to sit up on Empire and act like Cookie got all this motherfucking money. Now you want to do fake tears, bitch? Go on.
And you've been typecasted for how many years too? Like,
Since
you
Hustle
just take it.
Explode.
All right, you
No,
just do
since
play the
Baby
same
Boy.
character.
Yeah, she been playing Yvette from Baby Boy for fucking 20 years now. So congratulations that she been able to be that sassy. I know you ain't talking black girl. She made enough money off that shit. What the fuck she crying about?
Right. You know what I'm saying? And granted, no, she does got like a point. They don't want to pay us black actors like that and stuff like that. But I just think she's doing that shit for the movie and
Promotion
stuff.
to promote the
Even
film.
though
Yeah.
I looked at Christmas Day and stuff like that, that movie is going to do really well. Like there's a bunch of show times around my area, and like they're damn near all sold out and stuff like that. Wonka is another one that's being sold out and stuff like that. Um, I guess those two are going to be the bigger holiday movies and stuff like that, which makes sense with Wonka. Don't really care much about the color purple, but you know, good for them. It is what it is. So the best movies though. Here are the nominees. We got The Iron Claw,
Mm.
Killers of Killers of the Flower Moon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mayhem, Godzilla minus one, Past Lives, and The Boy in the Harem. I feel like these were definitely the strongest. Give honorable mention obviously to Cross the Spider Verse, Oppenheimer, Guardians 3. What's another one? John Wick
Mm.
4. You know,
Guardians 3 probably should have made the nominations. That was really good.
yeah, it was good, but it's just these was better. He's definitely like these definitely, especially Iron Claw. You got to definitely go see that, bro. Like that was that
I
was
probably would have made
crazy.
it, as a matter of fact.
That was crazy. I was just like, my only gripe I had about that was like they had to do Ric Flair in there. It's like his woo wasn't wooing. Like,
Oh, yeah, they gotta have that woo hit.
yeah. But other than that, it's a phenomenal. I definitely think that Zac Efron, deserves to get his flowers because I think he does a really good job in those drama roles, and he's come a long way since High School Musical and stuff like that. Killers of the Flower Moon, watching that a second time with y'all, like that was dope. But seeing that on IMAX, that was just one of those movies that stuck with me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you already know I saw that shit. Like that's the only movie I saw like 5 times this year in theaters.
It was good though. I at first
Yeah,
I'm like, nigga, what the fuck you watching? I'm like 5 times. I'm like, Perp, get the fuck out of here. Really, I can see why you were. It was really that good. Like, I really,
yeah. And I saw it in different formats and stuff too. So I was like, yeah, this was such a fun movie. It's a really
yeah.
easy watch, And then Godzilla minus one, that like literally is probably like the biggest surprise to come out towards the end of the year. And I really want to see that black and white version, even though it's only in Japan. For that being a movie that's got a budget under 15 million, and it's crushing it, and it's just getting all the critically acclaimed stuff and whatnot, and just it sets a new bar for Godzilla movies to where you're looking at this new Godzilla like this looks like some fucking Saturday more cartoon shit. Even though it's not a bad thing because now you got like two different kind of
With Kong,
yeah.
it
You
do
got
look.
that motherfucker. You got that nigga Godzilla running with Kong, which looks dope. That makes it's silly as fuck,
Nah,
but
that
I was
shit,
just
like you
like,
said, like a Saturday morning cartoon, bro. That's exactly
yeah,
what it looked like.
yeah, and I feel like it's okay because you look at those old Godzilla movies. That's pretty much that's how they were. They were really silly. It's just like you just would you were going to watch like two monsters fight, where Godzilla minus one really is about its story and its characters and stuff. Like it's a story that just kind of gives a fuck about itself, and it definitely deserves like the praise. And gotta go see that as well. I would say, yo, do a double feature. Go see Iron Claw and Godzilla minus one. That's going to be your best. That's going to be the best double feature. You know what I'm saying? I almost was going to put like Poor Things up here, but I was like, I don't know. I don't hate the movie. I think it's a really good movie, but I don't see. I'll probably watch that one more time, but I don't know. It's still kind of. I'm still letting it marinate and stuff a little bit, but that's like going to be like the best holiday double feature for you if you go see Iron Claw and Godzilla minus one. Those are, and then Past Lives. I really love Past Lives, where it's just like it's this A24 drama where you got like two childhood friends, that fall in love with each other, obviously, and like you kind of follow you just follow them throughout like their different points in their lives and them reconnecting. And it's a really dope. What I like about it is just a really dope human story that a lot of people could probably relate to. It's not one of those romantic movies where it's like, oh man, like it's unbelievable, or it's just like one of those cheesy chick. No, it's just it's a drama, like a romantic drama that like really is realistic and has a lot of emotion to it, and you just kind of watch these two characters, and definitely one of the best films of the year. And then The Boy in the Harem, that's Miyazaki's new film. He's always dope. Like he knows what he's doing when he's telling a story. I haven't watched all the Studio Ghibli movies. I do want to get around to checking out more of those because I've only seen a handful, and some of them I don't remember, so I gotta kind of go back and rewatch them. But yeah, Boy and the Harem, I'm saying as far as the animation goes, it's definitely one of the probably the best like animated movie. Just all the attention to detail, and just I just love the fact that it's in 2D, and what I'm saying, there's just like a huge, like a super deep message, and kind of reflecting on the director because it was supposed to be his last movie, but he already said like, nah, I'm just,
Mm.
I'm too. I guess he got inspired, and he wanted to keep going, but like that's kind of it's kind of a message or like a parallel to his life and stuff and whatnot. He always kind of puts things that he's experienced in his movies and stuff like that. But this has that like kind of whimsical kind of thing and about it. I saw the dub version. The dub was really good. Like Robert Pattinson as the Heron did really fucking well because you damn near would not even recognize that was him. Had a really strong voice cast. Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe. I think Florence Pugh was on there.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
and then like
all star
Christian
cast.
Bale. Yeah, Christian Bale and stuff like that. Like the list goes on.
Oh, they got
You know.
Christian Bale and fucking Robert Pattinson. So they
Yeah,
got
two Batman.
Tans and Green Goblin in that motherfucker.
Yeah, it's fire. It's fire. Yeah, it's challenging because it's like it's just one of those movies that are gonna like you're gonna kind of sit with. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it does kind of go crazy. It throws a lot of things at you, but when you like kind of dissect everything bit by bit, or if you rewatch it and stuff like that, you'll kind of understand what it's about and stuff like that. Yeah, man. I'm so like, and like that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to get 2D back on screen, and that's what I love about Studio Ghibli films. Is like they stick to the traditional 3D, format, especially Miyazaki with this. And I can't wait to see what he does next. But so best movie of the year, I'm give it to Godzilla.
Ah, what the fuck,
I'm gonna
man?
give it to Godzilla because like I've never quite like I said, like I'm not like the biggest Godzilla fan. I love Godzilla, but like this was such a different experience where it gave me like I said, it gave me AOT vibes where it's just
Oh,
like you
Aki.
see the because you see this big ass Titan, and and I love that the setting takes place right after World War I, and why it's called -1, where Japan was at zero, and Godzilla does not give a fuck in this movie. He knocks them down to -1, like, and it's just it's the characters in this that really does this movie, like it really sells you on this movie on top of just
Come on.
Godzilla being a
We
villain
gonna
again. You know what I'm
fucking
saying?
watch
Huh?
Iron Claw. We gonna watch Godzilla. We gonna watch Past Lives, and we gonna watch Boy in the fucking Heron. And come,
Yeah.
bro, let me get a pack of that cheese, yo.
I'm telling you, but like Godzilla is a certified banger, bro. Like a lot of people
I believe,
just
bro, but come on, bro. Flower Moon was crazy, bro.
it's
Turtles.
also 3 hours.
That don't make it bad.
Nah, nah, nah. But I would say none of these movies are bad. Like I said,
I
these
mean,
are the strongest
so we
movies for me.
watched 3 hours. How does that like
I'm
that?
saying I'm just saying like I would be more inclined to watching Godzilla or these other movies before I go back to that. I'd still go back there, but I'd watch these before. You know what I'm saying? But that's not taking nothing away from Killers of the Flower Moon. But Godzilla was just such a surprise. I was not expecting them to do a Godzilla movie like
Real
that. To just
bias.
that
Because I started to say, like I said, Guardians 3 should have been in there, probably over Godzilla. Now, I'm not saying Guardians 3 is better than Godzilla in your opinion, but I mean, I don't know. It seemed like we've been
Guardians was strong, but I'm just saying like yo, just Godzilla was just something completely different. You know what I'm saying? I think it has something to do with it just actually taking itself serious, making Godzilla the antagonist, and actually making because the one what's always the complaint about these monster verse movies is like we don't care about the humans. You make a story that you actually give a fuck about the humans, and it has emotional stakes and everything. And then Atomic Breath is one of the best oh my god, that shit was fucking crazy. Whereas Atomic Breath is literally a nuclear bomb, like, what I'm saying. So it's like they got to deal with that shit again, like, that shit was it is just. And when you look at it, I'm saying like for a movie that's made under 15 million, it's just like it puts a lot of movies to shame that puts more money like that are like 100, 200 million. You know what I'm saying? It puts a lot of movies to shame. And it's just really incredible from start to finish. And I'll put the second place Iron Claw, obviously because wrestling and stuff like that. But that was a really good overall movie. Like because I didn't know nothing about the Von Erichs, and to see like what ends up happening to him, I was like, wow, that's fucking brutal. It's just like that sucks for anybody to have to go fucking kind of go through that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah, Godzilla, best movie of the year. Shout outs to that. Um, Now we get into the main event, the creme de la creme. Get this down. Yeah, we definitely lost Kata. I don't know what happened to him. I just noticed he left. But next we got Channel of the Year. Let me get this banner up real quick. Channel of the Year. This is the category I do every year where I just get to anybody I've been kind of watching as far as like smaller content creators, and I kind of stick with that. I think next year though, um I'm kind of because people kind of been suggesting that I should get people that have been on previously, so I might start doing that to kind of make things a little bit interesting because a lot of people that have been on or been nominated on the past have been doing really incredible. Like shout out to Chillmonger, he's been killing it with the whole Jonathan Majors thing, and what I'm saying, he's at like 5K subscribers now. Shouts to like Joe from Real Shift. Just a lot of different people have just been kind of really growing. It's really dope to kind of see, and I want to encourage everybody to definitely subscribe to all these channels and check them out for yourself and see what uh what content that you like. My choice might be different from yours, but I do recommend checking out all six of these channels. Starting with Space Kraken Media. Space Kraken Media kind of reminds me of Jeremy Johns, but like Australian, and he actually kind of goes more in depth in his reviews, and he's actually funny. Not saying like no disrespect to oh boy, but like I really liked his content, really liked his coverage on like things like Yellow Jackets. We covered a lot of similar shows, and I've always liked his takes on different movies. Mad Blood, he mainly does horror, which we got two people that have done horror on here, him and Midnight Collective. Mad Blood does a lot of like long, extensive breakdowns of stuff. I really like his Scream series, like where he kind of breaks down all the different Scream movies, and really like his format, and just the quality, and just his overall takes on different horror movies and horror in general. Like I just checked out his best to worst, where me and his like best to worst kind of line up pretty similar. You know what I'm saying? So definitely go check him out. Kenny Sparks, you know what I'm saying? He's really dope. Shouts to Philly. Another really dope creator. I really like the interview series that he's been kind of going on, and it's very inspiring because I've always wanted to do an interview series. I just don't know how to tackle it at this point. But I like that, and he also changed his name. I forget exactly what his original channel name was off the top of my head, but Kenny Sparks I think kind of rolls off a little bit better, and just I really like what he's got going with him. Fro Thizzle, I like his reviews and whatnot. He does kind of like the same thing, like just doing breakdowns of different movies. But what I didn't know is he got a music channel, and he a real spitter. Like if you like people with just bars, lyricism, definitely go check him out because he dropped uh he dropped a video where I think it's like Fro and Friends, Afro and Friends, something like that. And it's him and like 30 plus other people like rapping, and he's doing another like part two later on this year. And I was just like really impressed that like, I can always appreciate people doing multiple things. Guru, you always talked about like people doing different skills and stuff and whatnot. So it's like, I really appreciate that, kind of expanding to doing different things, doing the music and doing what you like with movies and whatnot.
Hmm.
Zach Attacks Reviews, you might have seen him on the channel a couple times and stuff like that. Another creator that does multiple different things. Like he has his own live streams. He does these watch alongs, which I was a part of the Terrifier 2 watch along. That was a blast. His community is really dope. Just he's really interactive with people. And I can always appreciate that because it's hard to kind of do a whole show by yourself. That's to kind of just be entertaining like that, and just be able to keep up with chats, and you know um expand on different things constantly. He kind of does like I like his breakdowns of his reviews where he'll give you the good and he'll give you the bad and just the overall score of things. I feel like that's mostly how like reviews should go. And I think Zach has a lot of potential. The Nightmare Collective, another horror content creator, he does a lot of horror reviews, and also kind of talks about like 4K Blu-rays and stuff like that. Like what's kind of different? Is it are these any better than the original or past like Blu-rays and stuff like that? I really liked his quality and what he brings to the table. And like I said, I recommend y'all checking out all these channels. I think they all have something interesting to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Whew. Let me take a drink. Gotta take a sip of water. Yeah. All right. So yeah, with these six, like I said, like these are the ones that I like the most this year. And the winner of the channel of the year, I'm going to have to give it to Zack Attack Reviews. So if he's listening or if he sees this, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Um, I definitely think that he has a lot of potential. Not to say nobody else here doesn't, but I just really like his style. There's just something about his channel and his style that um I really enjoy watching, and him call himself a baby cinephile, like him kind of getting into a lot of different films that he hasn't watched before. That's always dope because to kind of get somebody's like a fresh take on something. You know what I'm saying? So curious to see what he's got going on, what he got planned in 2024. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. The shortest. This I ran through this pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad though because I didn't want this shit to go like 3 fucking hours and stuff like that. So it's
Because
better for the
yeah, normally be everybody in here giving their opinions on every single element.
yeah
That's what
everybody
stresses.
missing. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
missing. But it's all good. It's all good. I know it's the holidays. Everybody moving around. Like I was at Walmart earlier. I was just like, bro, what the hell is going on? It's just like, yeah, it is Christmas, so it's like everybody doing last minute shopping. That shit was so frustrating. Like people
Yeah.
just all in your way. Like shit was
Getting them
crazy.
gifts, getting all them gifts for them badass kids.
Yeah, they don't deserve no shit, knucklehead ass niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my nephew something last minute. I'm gonna get him shit something tomorrow. I'm gonna do all my shit last minute. Yeah, I'm gonna see one more movie tomorrow.
Two more.
Nah, one more. Gotta even it out. I'll just even it out. But then I will put out my letterbox and my full letterbox for this year on Christmas, so people can see my full list of the movies that I got. Yeah, and this was a fun year. I'm glad that I was glad that I was able to accomplish my goal of 100 movies. You know what I'm saying? I want to go a little bit. I want to kind of make that standard. I want to try to just hit that every year and stuff like that because there's so many movies. So it's like it's really not that hard. But you know, thanks to shout outs to like this free plug though, like AMC A list. If it wasn't for AMC A list, bro, I would not be seeing a lot of these movies, bro. Like
Mm,
it'd be way too expensive, way
yeah.
too expensive. But like I still appreciate that because like I saw Aquaman, even though like I said in my review, something went on with our copy where like towards the end it started looking like a 3D movie. I was like, damn, what the fuck? But they gave us like a free voucher, so I was like, and that shit's good till like 2025, like March 2025. So I'm gonna use that for something. I'll probably use that for like Deadpool 3 or some shit like that,
Okay.
so or something like that. But yeah, this was a good year overall for content. You know what I'm saying? And 2024 is looking like it's going to be a banger again. As far as music, TV, movies, anime, all that. What are you looking forward to next year?
Maxine, straight off the rip.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I'm really not hype about it. Maybe I'll get hype about it, but I'm not. I'm not feeling it right now.
Is it because it's not
Caesar.
Matt
Yeah.
Reeves?
Yeah. It's not me, and the story's not about Caesar. Like I don't know. Seems like when Dragon Ball Z did the Great Saiyaman kind of shit. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, So, but I am hype about Maxine. I'm hype about what we looking at as far as summer blockbusters.
We got the Ghostbusters joint. That's gonna I think that comes
Oh,
out March or April.
okay. Well, we're
That looks
not getting
good.
not a lot of Marvel next year. I don't think.
There's only one Marvel movie is Deadpool 3, which I think that's smart. That's smart
Yeah,
for them.
it's let them take a little bit of a break. They need it.
Same with DC. DC's only putting out the Joker 2 next year, and
Okay, I'm not
they got
hype
the
about
Penguin
that.
series. They got the
Um,
Penguin series.
yeah, I think Maxine coming out the gate, maybe Smile. So it may be a big year for horror for me. I don't know.
And when we get around to watching Dune, I'm telling you, Dune 2 is gonna be on your list, man.
Uh,
That shit on IMAX, I was like, bro, I cannot wait. I cannot wait seeing them
oh,
fight.
that made me think of Game of Thrones, House of the
Oh,
Dragon.
House of Dragons. Yeah,
Yeah,
that don't look alright. You know,
yeah. So
don't
I'm
look
looking
alright.
forward to that. We're not getting. I thought we was getting Spider Verse next year.
Nah. They got pushed. Got pushed because of the writer strike and stuff. So we'll probably end up getting that in like 2025, which would be crazy because that'd be a crazy year for comic book movies.
Yeah.
To
So
have
yeah,
Batman, Superman, and Spider Verse, and you know what I'm saying, Fantastic Four.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's about it. I can't see, like I said, Maxine. The only thing that off the top of my head I know for 100% I'm down with. Everything
Mhm.
else is twos and fews.
Yeah. Like me, I'm definitely looking forward to Dune. Like as far as early in the year, that's coming out in March, so it's like right around the corner, like 3 months away. So I'm really looking forward to it because like just watching that shit on like the trailer on the IMAX screen, I was like, yeah, this gonna be an event. This gonna be crazy. Because the first Dune, they weren't able to really capitalize off that because of the whole shutdown and stuff like that. They put that out on, I think that yeah, they put that out on streaming and in theaters, and that kind of hurt the box office a little bit. Um, but that's going to be exciting. I'm excited to see what Jordan Peele does with his next movie, if it's going to be a horror. Um, what else? Ghostbusters, Planet of the Apes, anything horror, uh, anything anime. What's it? There's quite a few new animes like Solo Leveling. That's what I'm looking forward to. Kaiju number 8. That trailer looked really intriguing. I'm looking forward to the rest of this, seeing like this next arc of One Piece and stuff since they're going into their final saga.
I'm gonna see
Um,
what we doing with Jonathan Majors. He ain't got nothing coming out.
not for right now, because like the magazine's rooms, whatever, was supposed to be slated for actually come out this weekend, but you know that got completely shelved. That's probably gonna somebody else is probably gonna pick that up, probably like Netflix or something. Um, But yeah, he don't got nothing right now, which is a shame. And it is crazy. Like one of the things we talked about, like or Chill talked about, is just like yeah, none of the other black actors. I think only Anthony Mackie like spoke up for him.
Yeah,
Nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
nobody
So
else. Nobody else, because they know what's going on. They know that it's kind of like this blackball industry kind of thing going on with him, and they know
hmm
they bet not speak up or they gonna be gone with his ass. See, that's the thing when they lynch these brothers like this. It's too many black people stand on the side and watch the lynching and turn their head
hmm
because they know what's good for them. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get away with stuff like this.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Because even when you look at exactly what he got charged for, he should even gotten fired, honestly. But like, you know,
Yeah,
other people got it done way worse, and they're able to still keep their job and all that
yeah,
stuff.
like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, he a whole dope fiend.
Yeah,
A whole dope fiend, but it is what it is. But I think he'll be all right. Like he just gotta kind of lay low. I don't think it's gonna be as bad as like something like Nate Parker, where he's just completely like you don't see him at all. You
uh,
know.
they may, they may, because these were misdemeanor charges, right?
Yeah, but that
Misdemeanor
like, but
charges.
all people can think about it is, oh, he's an abuser or does third. And it's just like y'all obviously don't look at the facts or nothing like that. But That's gonna be on his shit. Hopefully he can appeal his shit. What I'm saying? That'd be really good for him and stuff like that.
He'll probably
'Cause I
win
don't.
the appeal. Yeah, he'll probably win the appeal. Marvel just
Yeah,
wanted to fire him. They fired that nigga the same day. That
yeah, that
let you
shit was
know that's
crazy.
what to me that let you know what this was all about, bro. They didn't even
Hmm.
deliver it. They didn't wait to the appeal. They fired that nigga the same day. That let you know that that's what they always wanted to do. They did what they
And
wanted to do.
and once he appeals that, I was like, yo, James Gunn need to go knock on his door. But like, I know what it feels like. You know,
Yeah,
it's like 'cause he got fired by Disney, and they was quick. It was quick to get him back. What
hell
I'm
yeah.
saying? But it's just that that's all people care about is their entertainment because that's all they don't talk about like the actual details of the case and stuff. You're just like, oh, who gonna play the next Kang and stuff like, you know,
Right.
that just goes into what like we've been kind of talking in Discord about. It's just like people care about this entertainment shit way too much. Like,
And that's actually one of the positives in my opinion. Like that
mm.
Kang shit was dying anyway. Like I didn't like
Yeah,
that.
but you
Like
don't.
the whole Kang arc wasn't no good. I didn't feel like he was being a good character as Kang. That's my personal opinion. So that's one of the positive things, as far as
I
I'm
could.
concerned, is getting him away from Kang.
Yeah, I could understand it, but like where they were building up now with like Loki, I was like everything was starting to come together for them to pivot and them just to shoehorn Doctor Doom or shoehorn the X-Men. I think that would be a mistake. Like just continue with it, finish it off. What I'm saying, and then move on naturally and stuff. Because like if you rush the X-Men, you're just gonna be stuck in the same. You're gonna be stuck in the same position, or if you rush Doctor Doom, where Doctor Doom deserves the same treatment as like a Thanos or a Kang. Like actually build up his character and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's they shouldn't just pivot right now. What I'm saying? If you got to recast, recast, but just don't, what I'm saying? Just stick with it because we almost there anyways to the Avengers movies anyway. So it's like, why change up now and stuff like that? Or they could make it work, what I'm saying? But I just think it'd be a mistake, for you to kind of build up this
I
multiverse
don't.
stuff and do
I
nothing
don't
with it.
feel like yeah, I don't feel like it got that much momentum though, in my opinion. Like I don't think people are just clamoring on their seats waiting to see the next chapter of the Jonathan Majors or the Kane multiverse saga. Like no,
Hmm.
so I feel like scrapping it, even though they've already invested in it. I think going ahead and scrapping it right now will help them in the long run. Just say all of that shit just didn't happen. We're gonna retcon all that shit and we're gonna start from point A somewhere else.
Hmm. I
Because
just say, yeah,
the, the continuality is already fucked up, right?
I mean, not like I said, like the stuff with Loki, like they've really been really been putting things together, and you can kind of see where everything is going. Similar to the Infinity Saga, where we like things were starting to come together in Phase 2, and then we see it flesh out and see in Phase 3 and stuff, and that's pretty much what's going on now. But I think, yeah, you're not wrong that some people are like aren't really hyped with certain things, and I feel like it's a mixture of things. I think people, I think one somewhat of people being impatient, just wanting that instant that instant like, oh, we gotta get to another Thanos right now or something like that. I feel like that like people are expecting that where it's just like you gotta build up the stuff. We gotta build up a new team of Avengers and different characters because that's another thing that like they've been kind of doing is just building up these new characters, whether you like them or not. Like that's still something that had to happen since like most of the OG Avengers are pretty much like disbanded and stuff like that. So it only makes sense story wise that you kind of go in that direction. Like so, like I kind of get it like on both sides. What I'm saying? I was just willing to just like because like to me it all depends on how those Avengers movies plays out regardless of everything else. If like
Hmm.
if they can build regardless how you feel about individual characters or if you don't like these new characters, it really just comes down. It always is always going to boil down to those Avengers movies. You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
what I'm saying? Like you because there's plenty of movies I didn't like in Phase 3, Phase 1, 2, and 3, but like it's all depending on like you know um Infinity War and Endgame to be successful and to kind of be capitalized and stuff. And there's things that I wish they would have done in Infinity War. Like I wish they would have never cut out the him getting the Power Stone and stuff. I would love to see that stuff like that.
Hmm.
And that just I don't think they need to rush them. Don't be like DC and just be super reactionary. Stick with what like whatever you had planned, just stick with it. Change things if you need to, but just stick with like finish out the multiverse saga so that we can naturally progress into the mutant saga and stuff like that. Whatever they end up doing next and stuff like that. I just think you don't need to because that's going to cause just way more problems. But you know what I'm saying we'll have to wait and see how that's going to go. What up, Zach? I don't know if you saw that you won Channel of the Year. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Pop champagne. I was always thinking it'd be cool to actually have like live performances in between a couple categories and stuff like that. That'd be cool, but I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay nobody.
Yeah. Well, like
May
motherfuckers rapping and shit.
or just any like a little talent show. Like anybody got like any type of talent, you can sing or some shit, DJing, cough.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. You know me.
And next year might be like a whole pro. Yeah.
Yeah,
How's that coming
bro.
along?
Man, it's coming good, man. I got some different sounds. I got some different mixes. You know what I'm saying? So I just been taking it kind of one song at a time. I know that's cliche, but I've been putting together the R&B mix. I might pop up in Discord soon because I had to kind of rebuild my PC a bit so I
I
can
saw that.
broadcast it or whatever. So once I get that set, I might pop in there and do like a small like 10, 15 minute set just to kind
Yeah,
of get over kind of some of the heebie-jeebies about going live in front of people with the
yeah,
DJing, and then from there I just but I just been getting better and better every day. Like I feel more comfortable, hitting buttons and hitting things on time, and I feel like my confidence is up as far as what I know what all the buttons on the board do. So now it's
hmm
just hitting all them motherfuckers on the right time, so it do what you want
Damn,
it to
all
do.
y'all,
So
all y'all coming in here late as fuck, bro. We about to close this shit out, bro. Y'all better just check out the rewind and stuff like that. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's dope though. You know what I'm saying? That you
yeah,
getting that down and stuff. I'm excited to hear what you got cooking and whatnot. But like that's just something I always thought about. Like yeah, like because usually like last year I did a giveaway. I was gonna do a giveaway this year, but Christmas make me broke. So you know what I'm
mm,
saying. Maybe next year. But I was always thinking like, how can I do things differently? I always kind of try to add new things. Like last year, I had the heroes and villains category. This year, I had the best anime moment and horror, best horror movie and stuff like that. I originally had like worst movie, but I was just like, I don't even want to waste my time because it's gonna be a bunch of movies that people probably don't know anyway. So,
right.
but yes, yes. Shouts to Kenny in the building. Shouts to Real Talk. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Appreciate y'all. Even though y'all late to the party. It's good. It's all good. Well, it's y'all black folks, so it's what I'm saying. It's expected. Y'all pull up like say 9 o'clock and you just pull up at 11.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Salute,
niggas.
salute, salute.
Hmm.
But yeah, let me know in the live chat what y'all looking forward to the most next year as far as movie goes or anything. CPT time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Tighten up. I'm fucking with you. But yeah, this was good. This was a fun stream. Actually, got it done sooner than later. Like you said, we usually have like a full fucking panel, and this shit goes like fucking almost 4 hours. I knew Real Talk was gonna fucking say Saw 11, Dune 2. Absolutely. Just got home from Aquaman 2. What you think about it? Or no, I'll just wait for your review. Don't tell me, cause I gotta run that shit back, cause my shit was fucked up. But it's pretty solid though. Pretty solid. Not like the most spectacular ending to the DCEU, but you know what I'm saying, it's kind of glad that we moved on from it. Um did you plan on watching Rebel Moon, BG? I think you yeah, I think y'all we should though, like just to kind of
No, I didn't plan on watching it. Butcher talked about playing it, but nigga, I ain't watching that shit. Rebel
No,
Moon, my ass.
no, I want to get your reaction to it because it's like it's one of those where you gotta watch. But I told Bush, I was like, you gotta wait till just for the extended rated R cut because that's supposed to be the real movie. This is like kind of like a big ass trailer for that movie. I was like, God damn Netflix. I was like, because Netflix thought they were slick. They're going to do like the whole this whole Snyder kind of phenomenon again and stuff. I was like, bro, yeah, y'all should just release both versions. You know what I'm saying? That'd been better. But
Nah, they trying to Everybody want to recreate the past.
was ass
Yeah,
playing the eight. Yeah, but I would say just I recommend. I just want your thoughts on it because it's like that we gotta have a fun discussion about that shit. Like a real fun discussion about that. But yeah, yeah, they should just release both parts because it's like you're on streaming. You don't got no theatrical run. Why not? Like what's holding you back? And you just want. It's all about money though.
yeah, they've been doing that lately. Like even with Stranger Things. Hold on, do we get Stranger Things next year?
They're filming. They're starting to film next month, so we'll probably get a trailer by sometime, probably this summer, depending on how long the shoot is. I don't know how long they're gonna be shooting for.
Well, that mean yeah, we're not getting it next year. Then they just shooting next year. Then.
Yeah, but it's gonna come out sometime 2025, which I'm okay with because 2025 is stacked. So,
Probably
but
over
we'll
the
probably
summer
get
then.
Cobra Kai final season this year most definitely because I think they were like pretty far into shooting and stuff like that before they had to stop stuff. So that's something to look forward to. Then we get Sandman and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's coming out next year, probably like
Almost think.
summertime, springtime, maybe. Split into three parts. Nah, they ain't gonna AOT it. They ain't gonna. I can see them splitting up into two though, because that seems like to be Netflix's new thing to do with like a lot of their bigger series is to kind of split up the seasons, like put out a couple episodes here and then 2 months later or a month later or something like that, put out the rest. Which I don't know. I think that kind of works for them. It feels like a Snyder movie. Yeah, he needs to just retire that fucking slow mo shit, bro. That should give you a headache. That shit, that should give you a fucking headache. Yeah, the strikes did kind of do so, like kind of did stall a lot of things. Yeah, Sam, it was dope. What's another joint? Oh yeah, Sweet Tooth. Yeah, Sweet Tooth's final season. I think it's coming out next year too. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like some of those action scenes would have been much better if they didn't use the slow motion. I 100% agree. Yeah, but 2024, I'm excited for it, man, because there's just like what I've noticed about this year in particular is that a lot of foreign IPs and stuff like that have really been kind of like stepping up. Like anime's been really has been really consistent. Um, like I said, a lot of foreign films like Godzilla Minus One, Talk to Me, um, When Evil Lurks. Like these are really big movies that kind of made a big pop when they first came out and stuff like that. But like that's what I kind of see is like we're starting to kind of start to see a shift, and I think by the time we get to like 2025, it's things are going to definitely look different. Maybe we'll see, yeah, like I said, we'll see DC, you know, finally start to kind of get their shit together, depending on how Superman plays out. But that's those are two comic book movies I'm looking forward to in like 2025. I know that we're not even there yet. We gotta get to 2024 first and stuff like that. But you definitely starting to see a shift in all these different movies now and just what people's interests are, and you know what I'm saying, a lot it leaves the door open for a lot of new content and a lot of new eyes to be put on those IPs and stuff. Yeah, you got to definitely watch season 2 of Sweet Tooth. I originally had that on here, and I that's definitely still an honorable mention. Um, really dope season. I think I enjoyed it just as much as the first one. Yeah, 2023 was like that's what's like people gonna look back at 2023 because it's like none of the comic book movies except for like Across the Spider Verse and Guardians, like those are the only successful ones. Everything else been like some overseas shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's really dope to see. That's exciting because that means like competition is like competing. And that's always a good thing. I think
We
that's
talked
always a
about
good
what
thing.
we waiting on next year. Okay, I'm waiting on it. Avatar. I'm
Oh
waiting on it.
yeah,
I'm
February.
waiting on it. Cause I'm gonna have my fucking. I mean, I don't want to announce nothing or I don't want to commit to nothing, but hey, we might be making some content based around this shit because I got a lot to say. I got
I
a
think
lot to
that's a
say
great.
about Avatar: The Last Airbender before it come out. I got a lot to say once it come out. So this is my favorite show of all time, arguably. It's in my top four, top three, top two. So if you catch me on the right morning, it's number one. They better not fuck up. I'm talking about. I seen the character designs. The character designs have been good. I got to give them credit on the character and set designs. But Avatar is a story, and they better get
Mhm.
that story right.
Yeah, I think there's a lot you could do with that. Like as far as doing content, like you could do like comparison videos and stuff like that. I think that's a good idea to kind of like just focus on that because there's a lot you could play around with. Like you could take all. I think they're doing like 8 episodes or something like that. So kind of compare it to like book one of the animated series and stuff like that, and be like, oh, what did they do better here, or is this the same equal? I think there's a lot of things you could play around with that. I'm excited. I'm excited for it though, for sure, for sure. Almost makes me want to go back and watch the anime series too, just to kind of get ready and stuff. But
Yeah, it's fire. But book one is always so hard to watch because like the first half of it is like really a children's show.
hmm
Not until the second half where it actually gets into story. Which I'm gonna rewatch the second half because I like the Blue Spirit. I forget all that shit they did once they got up to the northern when they got up there with the girl and everything that happened up there. So I need to rewatch some of that just to get refreshed on it.
yeah, and to your point, maybe they make it more a little bit more not so much edgier, but like more mature. In that case where they can have more freedoms to go a little bit. You get and see a little bit more blood and stuff like that in this live action adaptation. Um, yeah, 2023 has been goaded. Yeah, James Gunn. He also said that Rebel Moon and was it Army of the Dead was connected. I still don't know how the fuck that like he's got to be trolling with that one, but yeah, yeah, most definitely, definitely. I really agree with that, Kenny, for sure. Because there's a lot of movies that came out that deserve way more movies, but it's just like so many months just be stacked with movies. It's hard for certain people to kind of stick out. I kicked you. Give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, StreamYard's been just acting up right now. I wish Avatar show wasn't on Netflix. No, I think Netflix kind of works because at least Netflix gives creators the freedom, creative control and stuff like that. They give them the freedom, and I get it that Netflix gets rid a lot of shows, but they're not the only ones. You know what I'm saying? I still think they got a lot of quality shows at the same time. But I agree. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go support the product so they don't cancel the shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, from April to August, yeah, it was crazy. And then like we got the December where we got a lot of like just hits. Like I wanted to see like the Iron Claw in more theaters. I mean, that shit deserves to be on IMAX if they could put it on or even Dolby or some shit like that, man. Like, have you looked back at anything that was released in the month of June? The movies, basically, yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that a lot. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Netflix gets such a bad rap. They really yeah, they really consistent. You know what I'm saying? I still out of all the different streaming services, I stick with Netflix for sure because they got what I want as far as what I'm looking for in content and stuff. I don't One thing I don't look for in Netflix is their movies. I go to the theaters for that. You know what I'm saying? Even though I think they are starting to somewhat turn it around in some aspects. In other aspects, it's like, I get the complaints of, you know, they something like The Killer that should have definitely been in theaters. I think that would have done pretty well. Um, at least put your movies in theaters for like a month, at least 30 days. That's all you need. No more, no less. Just 30 days, at least 30 days. Give people like a month to just check it out in theaters and then put it on your streaming service. Yeah, that's my number two. It's my number two. Number one for me was Godzilla. I still haven't. I gotta rewatch that because I think I watched the first few episodes of season one. I haven't gone back to it. Yeah, the Extraction movies are pretty solid for the most part. You know what I'm saying? They're okay action movies. I like the action set pieces and stuff like the whole one shot in was it Extraction 2 with the jail scene. That was pretty dope. Yeah, I think Extraction would do them really well in theaters. That's another one that you could have put in the summer. Don't put it up against nothing, of course, but you could have put that out in like August. Like more studios definitely need to put movies out in August because August was kind of barren, and that was like a perfect time to kind of like get a little bit more shine on your movie and stuff like that. Maybe January. I think January would be a good time, even though that's usually where studios dump a lot of bullshit. But I think they can. I don't know. I think they can kind of turn it around February as well too, because it's like once you get to March, yeah, like Zach said, once you get to like April or March, all the way to the summer, it's just like stack movies stacked off one another and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of people like Killer. I thought I didn't hate the movie. I just, maybe I got to rewatch it. Maybe I'll put it a little bit higher on my list, but it's not a bad movie. Yeah, I was able to see Killer. It was only like limited theaters. That's the thing. Like, yo, put that in a wide release. Get like 1,000 theaters at least, and put that bitch in theaters for like 30 days. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Especially like just the subject matter. Even I know a lot of people were mixed with this movie. Leave the World Behind. That would have been an interesting movie to watch in theaters. I know a lot of most people would have walked out of that movie pissed, but a lot of other people, it would have just been a conversation starter. I feel like if your movie could at least start like a conversation, you could put that shit in theaters and stuff like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's so different, man. Like it's some things are unfortunate, like with the pandemic and stuff, but then like out of the pandemic, it kind of we're able to kind of get better content at the same time. Well, it's kind of a mixture of things. Like sometimes you'll get some bullshit, but like it kind of opens the door for a lot of these smaller films. That's why I said the highlight of 2023 is going to be animation, indie films, um, and horror. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's going to continue for 2024. Like horror is just on this incredible run right now. So I hope that continues for sure. Yeah, man. So, yep, this was fun. I appreciate everybody pulling up. But before I leave, since I got y'all here, we got 6 people watching. I want to give y'all an exclusive. Um, Something I've been kind of working on. This is something I was kind of teasing. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave off on this. Like I said, I appreciate everybody pulling up and checking out the stream. If you missed most of it, definitely run it back if you need to. You know what I'm saying? It'd be much appreciated. Go ahead and share it. Shouts to all the winners. Shouts to the channel of the year winner, Zach Attack Reviews. Um, and I really look forward to seeing what you do in 2024 and all the other nominees of the channel of the year. I want to see what Kenny's going to do. I want to see Zach and Kenny more, collaborate because I really like that duo. But like I said, share, subscribe if you're new, and I'm gonna leave it off with this.